Legal experts say the crash could trigger a series of lawsuits. Andrew Maloney is a transportation accident attorney. He's handled dozens of cases, including a train crash earlier this year in a suburb of New York City. Civil suits coming against Amtrak almost certainly, but what about the engineer? He could be facing criminal penalties?
Yes, absolutely. He could face charges like manslaughter, reckless endangerment, criminally negligent homicide. The Sput-and-Dival derailment in the Bronx a year and a half ago.
Metro North, right?
The engineer has not been charged, but I do believe the district attorney's office in the Bronx has been investigating whether or not to bring those charges, and I think that's pending. I don't think that they've made a conclusion there. It's akin to somebody speeding through a school zone and conducting themselves recklessly that cost people's lives or serious injuries.
We haven't heard a great deal about his story, but as far as we know, I mean, he says he doesn't remember anything. What if he just blacked out? Still a criminal case?
Well, potentially. Those are going to be issues. Obviously, to prove criminal culpability, you generally have to prove intent and knowledge. There's a criminal negligence standard where that does not have to be proven. Just the conduct alone was sufficient to bring charges. So it's still possible that even if he can't remember anything, the facts that we know as we stand here today, the speed of the train itself and the appropriate speed in that area may be enough. 8
people are dead. Dozens of people are injured, but there is something unusual about the rules governing Amtrak that basically could leave survivors and, I guess, families of the victims fighting against one another.
Yeah, there's a federal statute that applies to all railroads, including Amtrak, that actually puts a cap, an aggregate cap of $200 million on the entire accident. Typically in a train accident, that's more than enough money to cover it. But when you have a very serious accident involving multiple fatalities and multiple injuries, you could come close to exceeding that cap. That happened in California in 2008 in a Metrolink crash. And then you would be pitting one victim against another, sort of comparing injuries or death.
So who decides who gets what?
That's something that has to be worked out among the litigants, the parties, the lawyers, and even the judge.
Wow. Andrew Maloney, thanks for sharing your expertise.